and we feel that here just by the success of this end of the year campaign. So we hope that you join us. We're not there yet, but we believe that by the end of tonight, we might just make it to our goal. We still got some ways to go, but tonight we've taken the time. Our whole staff team has gathered. We're in the office here on our base of operations. We've got a whole team operating here. They're on the phones, they're calling, so you might just hear from one of them if you've been involved with the organization in the past. You might hear from one of them here shortly, so be expecting a call from us. If not, go ahead and email us and tell us you want us to call you, because we've got a lot to talk about tonight.
Josh, it's the chat. There's a live chat. They could put their number. No, you wouldn't want to put your number in the chat, but
you could chat us and we'll chat you back.
Yeah,
that could work too.
We got people could give you guys a call if you want to talk about it. But Josh, it's a lot more exciting than that. You're going to light the Hanukkah candles.
Yes, we're going to do
You're going to talk about what we've done this past year. You're going to explain to everybody who in the world the Israel guys are, as well as like all the different projects that we do in the land of Israel, because we're on the Mount of Blessing right now in the heartland of Israel in Judea and Samaria. We're not like a YouTube channel sitting in the United States somewhere. We are in the middle of the land of Israel.
That's right.
And you're going to get into all of that and the super exciting things we have in store for 2025. I'll just give you guys the logistics, because that's why I'm here. If you want to join our fundraiser, you can go to serveisrael.com/double, and I will drop that link in the chat. And for the first time ever, we have some really, really cool exclusive gifts for people that give. Yeah. We're going to pop those up on the screen if we can, Justin. And if we can't right now, we'll do it later in the live stream. But you'll also see them at serveisrael.com/double. Put the link in the chat. But we have a Route 60 biblical highway tumbler. That's an exclusive gift. It's not on our store. We don't sell it anywhere. But if you don't know, that's the road of the patriarchs that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and Jesus all traveled on back in the Bible. And it's just below the mountain here. So we have that exclusive tumbler, and we have our exclusive patches for people that donate today and tomorrow. But you got to do it then. And I'm going to stop talking and put the link in the chat so you guys can check it out right now while Josh gets ready to light the candles.
Thanks, Luke. So, guys, get ready. Go to that link that Luke's putting in the chat. Give. We've got to keep this mission going forward. And I'm going to explain a little bit more later on of the key initiatives that we've already put in place for 2025, and it's really exciting. What I want to tell you right now is that it's so vitally important that Israel have support. And that's what we're dedicated to. Our mission is to strengthen and undergird, serve, and bless the Jewish people here in specifically the heartland of Israel, Judea, and Samaria, the ancient homeland of the Jewish people. I'll tell you, this war has only even put that even to highlight the need even more of those that are in the nations to come and serve. We're not Jewish, but we love the Jewish people, and we believe every non-Jew in the entire planet should be a part of blessing, serving, and building up the Jewish people. And that's what we're here to do. We're facilitators of something that we believe is going to grow much, much bigger. We're facilitating the non-Jewish world and blessing the Jewish people, not the cursing that we've seen history shows us. That is just on repeat so many times, even anti-Semitism that's growing so terribly in the world. We're combating that. We're saying that's terrible. That's not only fighting Jews, it's fighting God Almighty, because God has a plan and a purpose for his people, and that's to make his name known throughout the entire world, and we need to support that. We need to support Israel to be strong in their land. It's what the prophets foretold. It's what God spoke through the prophets is literally happening in our day, and we need the nations of the world to come and support and strengthen Israel. That's our whole goal. That's what we're here for. We're going to talk about a little bit what we've done in 2024 just this year. You guys know that it's been a very difficult year for Israel. We've seen missiles, we've seen attacks, we've seen terror, we've seen so many soldiers injured, but we've also seen a lot of good. We've seen Israel defeating their enemies on so many fronts. We've seen the miraculous of not even the rockets coming but not destroying. These miracles. You see the Hanukkah. We're going to light it in a moment. This represents the miracles of Israel. Even though we've experienced a lot of hardships, and we were here through every one of those moments. When a greenhouse was hit, we went, we helped. When there was tragedy struck, we were there. We were literally with the families that lost family members on the October 7th attacks. We were with them, those that lost everything. We sat with families that have family members still in captivity in Gaza. We were there. We were with them, and we're still here to stand with Israel. Many would think that when things get tough, it would be time for everyone that's not Jewish to leave. No, we say very emphatically no. It's a time for the non-Jewish world and those that support Israel to stand with Israel like they never have before. It's a time to engage and support, and that's what we're here to do. And when a rocket hits a greenhouse, by all means, we should all be there to serve and support and help that farmer get back on his feet. And that's exactly what we did when harvest was coming in, and the men were all out to war, those that would have typically been there to serve those farms. The farmers were in desperate need. We were there. We helped them in their time of need while there was no others there. They were alone. When the massive attacks, the ballistic missile attacks on Israel, when the missiles were flying and Israel felt so incredibly weak and alone with hundreds of ballistic missiles, I was here, our team was here, and we were standing literally in the trenches with those around us, helping with every breath and everything that we could possibly do to keep them safe. We were there with them through it all. I think through the unimaginable pain that Israel has experienced this year, the only hope and the good that I see through all the tragedy is that the nation of Israel is strong. We see the miracle still. The life of Israel, the people of Israel live even through tragedy, and there is a place for the nations to stand firm, that we would say with strength, as we said before, we said 70 plus years ago, we said never again in Israel, you're not alone. We want to emphatically say that again, and we want to hold that promise. And throughout this season of challenge and unimaginable pain that Israel's experienced, we were able to stand, we were able to be your hands and feet here in Israel and to say, Israel, you're not alone, and never again. And I think that's something that all of us must hold on to. We don't know what tomorrow looks like, and we've got to stand with Israel. And we say never again in Israel, you're not alone. We're going to light some Hanukkahs. Are you ready, Luke?
Yeah, I'm ready. You get ready. Am I muted? Am I good? You get ready to light those. I just want to shout out who we've got. We've got over 250 people live already. And I just want to shout out, say hi to some people. Manuel Yoder, I think you were the first one on, so glad to have you here. Also, I saw Mike Isley all the way from Amarillo, Texas. Good to have you with us. And let's see, who else did I see on here? I think I saw South Africa. For Virginia, we got on here. Happy Hanukkah, everyone, by the way. 6th night of Hanukkah. Who else we got on here? Ryan Cabrera, all the way from Florida. Part of the team here. We got people, if you're watching us from Israel, so glad to have you with us. We just love all the people here in Israel who are able to watch the Israel guys, and when we get to meet you, happy to have you with us. So yeah, let us know what countries you're watching from, or if you're in the U.S., let us know what states you're in. So happy to have all you guys here. We got people from the U.K., from Jerusalem, from Canada, Texas. Happy to have everyone here. And just real quickly, guys, if you want to get involved with what we're doing, we have a fundraising campaign that's like a day and a half left. We got to hit our goal by midnight, December 31st. That's tomorrow night. So we put the link in the chat. We'll keep putting it in there. We got some amazing gifts you guys can take advantage of. If you give right now, by the end of the year, it's all tax deductible. ServeIsrael.com/double. That's the organization here in Israel that powers the Israel guys. Josh, you're going to light those candles?
We're going to light a candle because we're remembering with Israel the miracle of Hanukkah, the miracle of Israel's survival. It's just a historic fact. Israel does not go anywhere. Thank God Israel's here today. It's back, and it's stronger than it ever was before. There's more Jewish people back in the land of Israel, in Jerusalem specifically. The Jewish population of Israel is nothing but growing, and that is nothing but a miracle, and it's a miracle of like what happened before with the Maccabees. So we're going to celebrate that with them right now, tonight being the 6th night of Hanukkah. We're celebrating that miracle. If you guys got Hanukkahs out there, light them up with me because we're remembering Israel. I'm going to sing a blessing that the Jewish people sing. Obviously, we're not Jewish, but hey, this is an amazing blessing to God. at this time. I'll translate it into English in a moment, but we'll sing it and light these candles. It goes like this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim le'avoteinu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. That's blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for the forefathers in those days at this time. How fitting can it be? We're lighting the menorah up. What an amazing miracle that we get to witness now in our time, just like it was in those times. You know, you ever get the feeling you're living in biblical times? After being here in Israel, the amount of time that we've been here, I certainly get that feeling that we're again in biblical times. Kind of like a Maccabean kind of time. Where the Maccabees, when they fought the incredible armies of the Greeks and won, the superpowers of the world at the time. Look at Israel. Little Israel is backed in the corner by all the nations of the world. They have these massive enemies that are surrounding them, and yet Israel is winning this war. It's an amazing thing that we're seeing now in our time. A beautiful thing that we get to see. The miracle of Israel. If I'll get this last candle to light, the sixth night of Hanukkah. I don't know if there was a shot of the rest of the staff team all behind the cameras here, all singing along with us. Also, if you guys didn't know, you know, the many years ago, the Israel Guys channel, before multiple name changes ago, it was really started off of Josh singing. So here you go. Let's see, 13 years later, you finally get to hear Josh sing on the YouTube channel again. If you guys know what music video and song that was, then you've been with us for a long time. That's right. Okay,
Did you get all those candles lit?
The candles are lit. Happy Hanukkah to everyone out there. And now we've remembered the miracle in the season we're in, and we thank God that he has redeemed and remembered his people yet again, and Israel is crushing their enemies, and we're so proud to be a part of Israel, this people, to come alongside and support them. You know, there's always throughout history, there's been people that come alongside Israel, the non-Jews that did the right thing and stood with the eternal people of God, the Jewish people. And that's what we're doing here, and we're inviting you to be a part of it. Guys, for all those that are just now jumping on, this is our end of the year fundraiser. This pushes our work forward for the rest of the year. This is our steam. What gets the fuel that gets put in this engine now is what steams us ahead for the rest of the year. The success of what we're able to do is really decided, much of it tonight. So be a part of it and be a part of the amazing work going forward, the work of Hayovel and our team that's on the ground year-round pushing it forward. On that note, let's talk about 2024 for just a minute before we go into 2025 and what we're looking at happening. 2024, most profoundly, we should speak about Operation Itai that brought $3.7 million into the communities and farms, the small communities and farms of Judea and Samaria. These supplies, I'm telling you how impactful this is and was, is that these supplies went into over 100 small communities and farms. We're talking about mass dispersion of items, essential life-saving gear that many of you on this call right now gave to be a part of, went directly to the small communities and farms. These Jewish people, these Maccabeans that were really standing, trying to hold off these enemies that were availing, that October 7th kind of terrorists that were on all of their borders, on our borders, surrounding the Jewish communities. We said, no, Jewish life is sacred and we must stand with them now more than ever. And that was the fuel and the fire that our staff team had that said, we must stand with them, that translated into $3.7 million of supplies that was brought into Israel that is massively impact the communities across Judea and Samaria. And more than even the gift of helping to save life, I believe the Jewish community would tell you, if they were sitting right here beside me right now, they would tell you that they felt like they were not alone. And to them, that meant everything. The Jewish people feel alone in so many times, so many circumstances. And just to have people that are from the nations that are supporting and saying, we're here to help you, means the world to the Jewish people. And that's what we were able to do. That was just on one front. And there's so many stories. We'll tell stories later about the experiences that we had along the way. 200 volunteers came. Now, that is absolutely incredible. The fact that Israel's in war and you don't know what tomorrow looks like, and most of the airlines have shut down flights to Israel, yet 200 volunteers still came. We're talking about an amazing group of volunteers this year that were really the hardcore people. They gave everything, even to put themselves in harm's way, not knowing what tomorrow would hold, would come and serve the Jewish people. That's a lot of faith and a lot of belief that this was the right thing to do. And we want to all those 200 volunteers that came. You guys are amazing. We're so proud of you and the fact that you gave so much to come and bless the Jewish people at such a critical time. And I would say that to those volunteers, the efforts were times 100 by the timing. You came at the time the Jewish people needed you, and you made an incredible impact. That was over 13,000. It's 13,867 field hours these volunteers put in. So we're talking about a lot of work these guys put in. We harvested over 100 tons of grapes. So remember, the guys weren't able to harvest grapes. We came in to fill those needs of working in the farms, helping the farms that were in need. That translated into 100 tons of grapes. We pruned over 5,000 vines. That's a lot of vines, I'm telling you. We planted nearly 4,000 trees this year. And, of course, our Israel Guys outreach reached nearly 17 million people this year.
No. Over 18.
Are we already so we had another
18,
viral video?
Almost 18 and a half.
It wasn't my video. I wasn't counting.
Almost 18.5 million.
Almost 18.5 million. We've got a couple hours to hit 20, Luke. You better get with it.
That's right.
All right. So that's a lot of output for 2024, and those are just the highlights of what we were able to accomplish. Of course, none of that would be done without these guys, Luke. These guys are what the people that are backing us now on this fundraiser. Wouldn't happen without you.
I'm going to pop a link in the chat where you can see the impact from Operation Itai if anybody wants to check that out.
Oh, that's incredible. Way to go, Luke.
It's like all the videos and photos of the gear and equipment that was given out.
Fantastic. So you got that link now.
I'm Luke Hilton. If you see my name in the chat, that's me.
Listen to Luke when he texts.
The Israel Guys is texting. That's Justin behind the camera.
There you go. I'm thinking of taking a little time here. Are you guys with me? I want to tell a few stories. Is that okay with everybody? A little bit about the impact, some stories about what's happened throughout this last year, and kind of what is driving us forward. Why would you come into what looks like from the world a war-torn area? And of course, Israel is fighting its wars on every front, 7 fronts of war, and yet we're still here. What in the world are we doing, and why do we believe this is so important? And what have our experiences been this year that would say we want to keep doing it? Well, I'll tell you this, we're more steadfast in our mission than we ever were before. The need is greater than it ever was before. The nations are rising against Israel more than they ever were before, and we're more dedicated to fulfill the dream of the Jewish people and stand with them here like we never have before. I'll tell you a story. One of the farmers that we helped, we gave him actually a drone because he was out in an area that was just completely alone. There was no other security infrastructure around him. And one of the few things that we could actually help him with was giving him a drone. So we gave him a drone, just a simple drone, and they would do these shifts with the drone to check every now and then if the borders of their farm were safe. And that very drone caught hostile people, terrorists, from coming into his farm. Yeah, you got to be censored. They caught troubled people. Luke, is that better? People that were coming to cause harm from entering into their farm. Now, that to me means everything, and I hope that means the same to you. The fact that you could save life, that you could hold back evil by a gift. That is the biggest gift you can give to the Jewish people. That's just one of the stories that I'm reminded of throughout this last year of giving supplies and helping the Jewish communities to get safe. I can remember when you hand it to a local security team that doesn't have supplies. Oh boy, the faces would just light up. The fact that they could actually have protective gear and go out to deal with these situations without the fear of not coming home means a lot. And you can't put it into words. The feeling that these teams and these husbands are going back to their families, knowing that they could be a little bit safer as they were protecting their community, it means everything. So those are a few stories. I think of the volunteers that left as lifelong ambassadors of Israel. You think about these 200 volunteers that came, that experienced Israel like there's no other way to experience Israel. The experiencing, the serving, and the helping, the blessing the Jewish people through a really physical, tangible way it builds an ambassador. I think of the impact that they will have on their countries, on their cities, on their neighbors. The impact is immense, and I think that those that experienced these times and were able to come and serve and bless Israel will be some of the greatest ambassadors that Israel will ever have, and be able to understand how to combat the anti-Semitism that we're fighting globally. And they can do it from real live experiences. I think that those are some of to me, the stories. Obviously, the farms and how we were able to help new farms to grow and succeed in everything that they're doing in the face of the war was a tremendous blessing to us to be able to serve the people who were here to serve and give them the strength that they needed.
Josh, can I jump in?
Yeah.
Am I unmuted, guys? So there's about 350 people watching right now, and you guys know, we're doing an end-of-year fundraiser. A lot of you are probably wondering, why does the Israel guys need to do a fundraiser? I just want to explain.
Sure.
There's an organization here in Israel called Hanukkah, and it's not just an organization. That is our organization. It's a American-based 501c3 nonprofit. And Hanukkah has been operating in Israel's heartland for 20 years. And you're probably going to tell this story more, but I just want to explain to you guys. We bring Christian volunteers from all over the world to serve in the farming communities in Judea and Samaria, a place most of the world calls the West Bank. And we harvest grapes, prune vineyards, plant vines, plant trees. We help the farmers, basically. Yep. We're agricultural-based volunteer programs. So Hanukkah is the organization that powers everything that you see with the Israel guys, everything that we do. And it's a nonprofit. We have about 25 staff in Israel. We have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers that come every year. We have thousands of people that visit here on the Mount of Blessing where we're sitting right now. I want you guys, even if just go check it out right now. Go to serveisrael.com/double. We'll have the guys drop it in the chat again. Serveisrael.com/double. And just check out our story. There's the video that you can watch all about our work on there. Of course, you'd have to click off the live stream, which we don't want you to do. But go over there right now, serveisrael.com/double. Check out what we've done in 2024. Check out what we have coming up for next year. There's Greening Israel. That's planted 20,000 trees in the land of Israel so far. There's the Israel guys that reached almost 20 million people this year. There's Operation Itai that's raised almost $4 million and brought thousands of supplies and equipment into Israel. And there's hundreds and thousands of volunteers from all over the world, 35 countries plus, that have come to serve the farmers in Judea and Samaria. All of that is encompassed right here. serveisrael.com/double. I'll just say one more thing, because I want you guys to check it out. If you give $50 or more before midnight tomorrow night, you get our exclusive bundle of patches. We're talking about the flag of Israel and military green, the Israel Guys patch, the Greening Israel patch, and the Route 60 Biblical Highway patch. If you give $100 or more, you get the incredible, which, by the way, our entire staff team is jealous, and the reason we don't have it displayed right here is because we don't have these in Israel yet, because it's so hard to get things here. But this is going to get shipped straight to your doorstep. It's the Route 60 Biblical Highway tumbler, never before sold or seen anywhere, the first of its kind. And if you give $250 or more, you get both the tumbler and the patches. So I want to tell you guys about that. hop over there to the link, serveisrael.com/Tumblr. serveisrael.com/double, and check it out right now. The coolest part about this is every dollar you give is doubled for twice the impact up to our goal, and if we hit it before midnight on December 31st, which is tomorrow night. So we're like literally in the final hours of the campaign. We would love it if all of you guys would jump on with us. But right now, I just ask you, while Josh gets into some more stories, just go over there and check it out. serveisrael.com/double. We'll pop that over into the link again. Guys, go check out what's going on over there and check out some really cool gifts you can get at the same time. Make an impact in the land of Israel.
I'm thinking, Luke, of a story that happened this time last year, right as we were kicking off the new year, going into 2024. As of last year, we were brought up by a friend a new project, and the project was something that we had never done before. We've done a lot of building projects. We've helped to build things and helped farmers in every kind of way possible with infrastructure and pipelines and fences and you name it, preparing land for new projects. We've done a lot of that, but this project that came up last year at this time was really something special, specifically with the trauma of what had just occurred with October 7th and the need for therapy. We were presented this project. They needed help a lot, and we said, okay, we really want to help whatever we can do. At that time, if you guys remember, we had the Cowboy team here, and it was just the perfect fit to build a ranch to help with therapy for those that have been traumatized, either soldiers or those that had literally been and seen the atrocious acts of October 7th that had some sort of had a injury from that, whether mental or physical. The horse therapy was an amazing opportunity to be able to bless the Jewish people. So we partnered with a farmer from nearby here, and we began to build. We built an amazing, together with them, horse therapy farm. It was amazing. On that note, Charlie, you got to come over here real quick. Charlie,
Josh, you should tell people about, it's literally raining in the background.
And if you can hear the rolls in the background, it's the rain. We're in our office building, but you can still hear that rain coming down pretty strong outside. Jump in the camera here, Charlie. Sit right here in this chair.
Rain's a good thing in the land of Israel, guys.
That's right.
Here, Charlie, take my mic.
Okay.
The famous Cowboy.
One of. You're still here a year later.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Actually, more than a year. You came right after October 7th last year.
Yeah.
And you've been here. I was just talking about the project that we did right after the war, building the therapy horse ranch.
Oh, yeah.
So how's it been being here for more than a year? Obviously, you've taken on a couple more roles and positions around here.
That's right.
But you're full-time here now.
That's right.
You've left your former life behind, and now you're here to bless and serve Israel. Give me a few words on what it's been like for you to be a part of this in such a critical time to be here to serve Israel.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I guess a dream somewhat. I mean, this was always kind of something that I wanted to do, and I never really saw it possible. And then God just kind of opened so many doors for it to happen, and one thing led to another. And it's crazy to think that I've been here for as long as I have been, but when you're getting down to it, you're getting boots on the ground and your hands dirty.
Right.
Seems to.
What would you say to young people out there? I mean, you're all of 19 or 20 yourself. What do you know?
20.
20 now. You put the teenage years behind you now.
That's
Look
right.
at that.
Yeah.
What would you say to these young people out there that are considering doing something impactful with their life? It's time to serve Israel. The need is so great, but what has it been for you to serve?
I guess, you feel so small in this big, huge world. You feel like, I'm just one person. What can I actually do?
Right.
And I don't know, just being here, serving the land. The people here don't see you as just one person. Like, you talk to them and they're like, you talk about, I volunteer in vineyards, and they think you're like some angelic being or something. Like they just love, like, you're so much more than just a volunteer to these people. It's
it's you coming in their time of need. It's like you came at a moment when Israel needed you, and you're fulfilling a big need that's here. Your timing. Impeccable timing to serve and be a part of really blessing. It's not
if not now, then when?
Right.
This is the best time to do it.
Yeah. Well, Charlie, we were on Fox News together. We were on BBC. We were on every kind of news network. I think we hit 60
64.
massive, news networks in last year this time. Yeah. Obviously, things have tuned down a little bit, and we've been doing a lot of grunt work since then.
That's right.
What have you been doing since then?
Working around here on base. When we have volunteers,
planting trees.
Yeah, I go out with the volunteers
harvesting.
Pretty often. Harvesting. We're getting ready to start pruning. Pruning will be kicking off here soon.
Right.
Just working around here, doing some maintenance things.
Right.
Getting ready for some big things to be going up this coming year.
That's awesome.
Big plans. Yeah.
Well, Charlie, it's been tell us a little bit about that ranch I was talking about. How was it to be building the therapy ranch?
Yeah, that was. I don't know. I say it now, but I don't think there would be anything else in my life that would be quite like that. That was just one of the most
as far
special,
as impactful for you personally?
Goodness, yeah, it's just super special thing to be doing, and just the way that it impacted Urting Chaim and
right, the farmers there,
the kids there, and
right.
Yeah, it was just.
Well, it's like you built it, and you've got this connection. The team, you and the team that was here, built this beautiful thing. The guy's got to throw a picture of this thing in the chat sometime. I don't know if that's possible, Justin, but you got to throw what we did over there, if it's possible. We'll throw it in the chat here in a while, guys. It's just an incredible place. I'm going to be going out there actually this week to visit them again. Awesome. But to think that investment didn't stop there. You gave. And it keeps giving, because think about the people you've helped now to be healed, to heal these people that have had very traumatizing things happen. This horse therapy is something that's very, very important and very, very incredible. So, good going.
Yeah,
you've done a good thing.
I try.
You try. I try. All right, Charlie, you're making some phone calls tonight.
That's right. Yeah.
So if you get to say hi to your dad. He's listening to you.
Hello, family.
All right. Charlie's going to go make some phone calls. If you get the right number, Charlie will be calling you in a minute. Yeah. Charlie, what you got to say about this fundraiser real quick before you get off?
Oh, it's super cool. Yeah, this is I've never done anything like this. So,
you're in the right crowd, because none of us are. This isn't something we all. We're all farmers here, and we're trying to tell people what we do. So, way to go, Charlie. Thanks for all you've put in around here. Of course. You've been a blessing to the nation of Israel.
Of course.
Okay, guys, that's just another story of those that we've been a part of. You never know what you're going to end up doing here when it comes to blessing Israel. You never know what form that will take when you're here. And literally, our response to October 7th was a phone call that I got from a neighbor here that said we need help. And that's what we're here to do, is to help. When somebody says I need, we say you got it. We're here to stand with you. We're here to give a shoulder where it's needed. And that's our story. Guys, I want to take a moment. I know we've had a lot of stories and a lot of things. I want to tell you what's happening in 2025. Before I get there, Luke, you got something to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's donating in the chat.
How are we looking?
A lot of people donating in the YouTube chat and on the Israel Guys website. So thank you guys so much. The super chat, or whatever it's called, super thanks. Yeah, you guys are amazing. So thank you, everyone, for doing that. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Go ahead.
Okay, guys, we're getting into 2025. What is our plans moving forward? We've got some incredible plans moving forward, not only to impact the farmers and get our outreach to new levels. I mean, if we reached, Luke, 18 million this year, next year is going to be 30 million. I mean, we literally have things on.
The Israel Guys reached 1.5 million people 2 years. In 2022. We reached 5.5 million in 2023. And almost 19 million this year. So you're about to see the Israel Guys be like the next global media network,
as it relates
coming
to
out
Israel.
of Israel. Thanks to all of you guys. Just massive, massive growth. So we're super excited about that.
So I'm going to outline a few things that will get you really excited about what we're doing. And of course, remember, none of this is possible. We're dreamers, and we can dream big and we can deliver big, but it's only because of those that believe in supporting and holding us and pushing us forward in the mission that God's given us here to do, to stand with and support the Jewish people. So we can't do this without you guys. And that's very, very clear. We've got to have backing from all those around the world. I mean, we've had 30 nations to come and serve, people that volunteered here. 30 different countries from around the world have given their time, money, resource to come and serve and be a part of this thing, and it's incredible. So now, we're getting to 2025. We're talking about Israel, guys. Some of this stuff is breaking. This is the first time we're talking in the public about it. So I'm glad you're on this, because you're going to be the first to know about it. Luke, we haven't sent out emails about this. We haven't sent it, but nobody knows except for the people in this room some of the stuff that I'm about to tell you. 2025 is incredible. For all those that are a part of our work, we're going to open up a membership program. We're launching it very, very soon. We've already put a ton of work into the backside of creating this membership program that we can begin to teach and to get exclusive content out to you. Those that are part of our monthly team of supporters, it's going directly to you. So that's a new thing that we're doing. And on a very, very exciting note, the Israel Guys is growing. We're growing to the point where we're actually going to be adding, you ready for this? We're going to be adding 2 Israelis to the channel. And many of you know those 2 Israelis. They're a very famous 2 Israelis in the land of Israel. It's Ari Abramowitz and Jeremy Gimpel. These 2 gentlemen actually ran for Knesset back in the day. They're amazing leaders. They had one of the most famous TV shows coming out of Israel in the English language back years ago. These guys are some of Israel's best spokesmen when it comes to advocacy for Israel. These guys are it. They're joining the Israel Guys, and we're going to be putting out a weekly show together with them. Justin, are people getting excited about that in the chat back there? Are you watching this? I hope somebody, if you know these guys, you're excited. There's no way to get away around this. This is an exciting breakthrough that you're the first ones to know about. And we're talking about these shows are going to start releasing before the end of January. We're going to start releasing our first shows together. These guys are guys that lead the network, the Land of Israel Network. They're partnering with us to create a weekly show on the Israel Guys platform. So that's a super exciting news. And some of you guys are jumping up and down because you already know both of us. And it's really just an incredible match here to have them on the Israel Guys platform. Super, super excited about this partnership with Ari and Jeremy and the Land of Israel Network. What an incredible honor it is to put out some content together. It's certainly going to be the most popular show on the Israel Guys. It's got to be. What do you say about that, Luke? Are you excited about this new show?
What are we talking about?
The new show that we're going to be putting out. Do we have our date that it's going to be released? I told them before the end of January.
About the round table?
Yeah.
You mentioned the names?
No, I didn't mention the names.
You didn't mention
You're going to mention the names. I said Ari and Jeremy, but I got that part. But you're calling it the round table?
Oh, no. Well, that's what they're calling it. I wish they were here. They're all the way in Judea to talk about it. Jeremy and Ari, if you guys know them, drop it in the chat. They're like the famous Jeremy Gimpel and Ari Abramowitz from the Land of Israel Network. Also, way back in the day, they had the most popular TV English, what was it?
I told them about that. Tuesday Night Live.
Tuesday Night Live, yeah. They are now going to collaborate with Israel Guys. January 10th, I believe, is the launch date for this. January 10th, mark your calendars. The first round table with us and ourselves, Joshua Waller, myself, and Jeremy and Ari right here from the Land of Israel. We're could not be more excited about
this. Is going to be incredible. Really, really super. Now, talking about outreach, we've also planned the Israel Summit is going to be in Dallas. You guys, you've got to mark your calendars out there. The Israel Guys is coming to Dallas, and of course, Ari and Jeremy, those like Yishai Fleischer. There's going to be a lot of people from Israel. That's what we're here to do, is to bring Israel to you, right? Wherever you are in the world, we're coming to you. So if you're in Dallas, we're making our way there. We'll be there in June. A lot of information is coming out about that, but this is going to be a massive event.
Josh, hey, while you collect your thoughts over there, I just want to call out, because, so my system is not updating. So I've just now discovered we've had 20 donations already.
Oh, look at there.
So I just want to call some of these out, okay? By the way, again, people who are doing the super chat, thanks, and donating right there in the chat and on the Israel Guys website, thank you guys so much. Christian Cabrera, all the way from Florida, thank you so much for donating.
Way to go.
John Raber was here for Harvest this year. Wow. Donation. Thank you, guys. Embriette Hyde, thank you for your donation. Lillian Shiloh. Wow, that's a massive donation right there. Melissa DeSoto, thank you. Deb O'Bannon, Ben Werp, Tanya, Danielle, Lee, Shauna, Jacob, Jack. Wow, Josh, it just goes on and on. You guys are jumping in there. Thank you so much. Whether you're hearing from the team here in Israel or whether you're just donating from watching here on YouTube. Manuel Yoder, we got Jessica. Guys, thank you so much. This is making a huge, huge difference. It's empowering our team. Justin, can we show the shot of the team over there working? Can y'all put that up?
Everybody's on the phone.
This is the team right here, guys. If you talk to one of these guys, let them know you're watching on YouTube. They want to hear from you. They want to talk to you. So, and if you want somebody to call you, you know, I know you don't want to put your number on the chat there, but like, get a hold of us. We can give you a call. These guys would love to talk to you.
That's great. So the Israel Summit, guys, is coming up in June. We're really excited about the outreach there. We're putting a lot of energy into that, and it's going to be an incredible event, something you don't want to miss coming in June. As far as the volunteering, boots on the ground here, that's what we do. I don't know if you know that, but that's what we do every day. We step into the studio to tell you a little bit about what's going on, but then we step right back out and we get out in the fields and we're getting dirty. We're harvesting. We're helping the farmers. We're boots on the ground. We're bringing life-saving gear to a community. We're putting in a new vineyard. We're planting a new forest. We're you name it, whatever it is, to strengthen and build up the Jewish communities of Judea and Samaria. That's what we're here to do, and that's our main thing. Everything else is besides of it. Reaching out to you tonight is after we've worked. We're coming to you afterwards. We're putting energy into building up this beautiful land of Israel, and this year we're expecting 400 volunteers. That's doubling last year. We already have the signups that are matching this kind of growth. We'll see at least 400 volunteers coming this year.
Can I just say, Josh, this is the year to come to Israel. Am I still on, David? I'm good. Guys, this is the year to come to Israel. And if you hear that chatter in the background, that's our team so excited to be talking to you guys. So just embrace it. But we came through a pandemic, 2020, 2021, even into 2022. 2023 rolled around and people got excited to come to Israel, and then what happened? War broke out. Flights got shut down. Airlines canceled flights. We are seeing Israel victorious in Gaza against Hamas, in Lebanon against Hezbollah, in Syria against the Houthis in Yemen, against Iran. Like, Israel is getting the victory. No, war's not over, but we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I would say 2025 is the year to come to Israel.
100%.
Did you tell everybody about the different types of trips that we have?
Not yet.
I think we have 7 or 8 options for trips to come to Israel. From men's volunteer trips to a special ops trips for young people, to a tour, an actual tour. If you don't not quite so physical, or you want to have a little bit more of the actual tour experience, but focused on what we do, which is the heartland of Israel. We have the Heartland Experience Tour. We got the Harvest for families. We got all kind of trips all throughout next year. And you can find all of those. Justin, if you could drop this in the chat, serveisrael.com/calendar. The reason you're hearing that serveisrael.com website so much is because that's our main organization. The Israel Guys is just a part of that. So serveisrael.com/calendar. We'll drop that in the chat as well. You can check out all of the trips that we have coming up for 2025. But it's I feel like this is the year. Come to Israel, guys. Make your plans. We'd be so excited to have you join us here.
Luke, I just want to take a thought outside the box here. That what if we had even a bigger response? We're prepared for 400, but what if 800 people decided to come? What if 1,000 people? What if 1,200 people decided to come and bless Israel? I think those are the times, and this is the year that we're about to see unfold, is we're about to see people understand Israel's place in the world and want to serve and be a part of blessing this nation. It's pretty evident that God is blessing the Jewish people, that he's here, that he's the miraculous, look at this Hanukkah, the miraculous story of Israel is unfolding before us, and people want to be a part of it. That's an awakening that's happening around the world. Either they're fighting it tooth and nail, or they're saying, I want to be a part of that. I see something godly in that. I see God in that. I want to be a part of it. And that's the decision that the good and honest people of the world are making, is they're making that decision to be a part of it. So I think that our efforts here are going to be times 10, 20, 30 this year more than any other time before, because it's the time. It's the time for us to make an impact here like we've never had before. It's a time when Israel needs you like no other time before. So let's respond. Let's bless Israel like we've never even imagined. We have dreams years, 5, 10-year plans of what will come. Let's accomplish it this year. Why not? Let's throw it all in, and let's see this process of this nation, the restoration that's happening in this nation. Let's see it be pushed forward more than in any other time before. Guys, 400 volunteers. That's a lot of volunteers, but it's nowhere close to the amount of people that are actually out there that would like to serve. So let's get the word out, and let's stand with the Jewish people like no other time. Lastly, another one of our big things that we're doing this coming year is we'll be planting 6,000 trees. We have many forest sites, about 15 different forest sites throughout Judea and Samaria. These are test plots. They're going to be turning into forests. These areas are growing. This land that was desolate, this is what the prophet Isaiah says, will become like the Garden of Eden. We're literally seeing these kind of things unfold before us. We're seeing planting of vineyards. There's going to be thousands and thousands. Just last year, we planted thousands of vines. That's going to happen again this year. So the forestry is going to be moved forward. The Forest of Israel is coming back, and we're a big part of that. The harvest is going to be bountiful. We're a big part of that. The initiatives to see the farms start, these small farms that are going to be growing this year. Guys, they've like doubled in this last year. What are they going to do this year? The growth is really peaking, just incredible growth, and we're a massive part of that success. So we've seen it in the vineyards, and we've seen it already in the forestry. That's going to take a big leap this year, and we've seen it just in the communities growing, being stronger, being safer. That's what we're here to do, and we're playing a significant role in seeing these Jewish communities built up and safe. I want to open it up now, Luke, if you can. I want to open it up for some live Q&A.
Just a reminder.
Yep.
And if you guys have been here since the beginning, I'm sorry if you've already heard this, but this is our end of year fundraiser. It's something we do every single year. We're one of those organizations, we don't ask for money throughout the year very much. This is like our one time. This is how we enter 2025 strong. This is how we make sure that the Israel guys, Hayuvel's volunteering programs, we're serving farmers, we're planting trees, actually raising money for trees and bringing volunteers. This is how all of this is powered. And it's an end of year fundraising campaign. We're raising $500,000, half of which is already raised in matching funds, which means that every dollar you give is doubled for twice the impact, but we've got to reach that goal by midnight tomorrow night. Midnight on December 31st. So if you guys can go to serveisrael.com/double, we'll pop it in the chat again. Thank you so much to everyone who's already given. People have given in the YouTube chat here, the live chat, serveisrael.com/double, and you can get our exclusive patches, and you can get the exclusive Route 60 Biblical Highway Tumbler right now, but you got to give before midnight tomorrow night. Thank you guys so much. Like, this is your support is what keeps the Israel guys going every single day. You know, it's coming to you free. It's coming to you every weekday. This is how we keep it up, by your guys' support. Everything's tax deductible in the United States, contributions under a 501c3. Again, it's serveisrael.com/double. Go check it out. We'll put that link in the chat again right now. Guys, jump over there and check it all out. Are we doing questions, Josh?
We're doing questions.
Guys, put your questions in the chat, and we'll see how many we can answer for you.
Luke, if you'll moderate those questions and ask away when you see one fit to ask. Hopefully you guys will take
ask the question everybody's probably thinking of. What's the shirt that says West Bank in large letters right behind you?
That's one of our actually first T-shirts that we really put out that went kind of viral. Because I tell you what, here we're just simple folks. We're farmers. I was raised on a farm in Middle Tennessee. Raised on the farm, came here because it was the right thing to do. My father said, hey, this is great. We want to support the Jewish people. We love the Jewish people. We had an Israeli flag in our house in Nashville. We just said, hey, God's chosen these people. He's not forgotten them. We want to be a part of blessing them. And so from that backdrop is how we got here to start with. And through a biblical context, right? My mama read me the Bible when I was young. As many like to say, that's really a foundation. Quoting my great friend Yishai Fleischer, your mama reads you the Bible when you're growing up, you're going to have a good foundation. Well, my mama did, and the foundation of the Bible is amazing, and that's what's somewhat being lost in our world today. Well, in that book, you'll never find the words West Bank written, because the words of the Bible refer to this area as Judea and Samaria. So we said, why are they calling it West Bank? That's not the historically correct words for this. That happened even as the late as the 60s. Why are they calling this area West Bank? So we struck out those words because it was propaganda, if you want to really be true about it. It was propaganda, and so we struck those words out, and we were trying to educate people that they should know the real name of this place. It's called Judea and Samaria. It goes back thousands of years, not like 30, 40 years, 50 years. We're talking about thousands of years. This is the land of the Jewish people called Judea and Samaria. So therefore, that T-shirt in the background that you see there, that's where that came from. Luke, are we announcing anything about some other really fun stuff we got coming yet? Are we going to hold on? We got some more stuff that we're really talking about. But are we going to leave some surprises for later on in the year?
We got cool products.
We got some cool stuff coming, and you guys are going to love it.
We're working on products, yeah. I just want to shout out a couple people, former volunteers in the chat right now. Power Mom says, serving at High and participating in an organization that's the real deal is amazing. We give and we volunteer because we've seen it with our own eyes. They do what they say they do. Restoration. Thanks, Power Mom.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Peggy I was with you in September harvesting grapes. It was an amazing time. Honeybee Journey, who also I think gave in the super chat, so thank you for your support. Are you considering having subtitles in Spanish? Latin Americans really love Israel. Well, we thank you guys so much. You know, people ask us all the time, are we going to do subtitles in Spanish? Are we going to do them in Hebrew and other subtitles? We want to. We've experienced so much growth so fast that we're like still trying to catch our breath. And you guys would probably laugh if you saw how small our team is. The team that you saw, like there in the other camera angle, like those guys don't run Hayuvel. They run all these other projects that we're doing. I don't know, Justin, can they see you and David in the other shot? Can you put that up on the screen? We literally have like a couple of editors, and half the editors are also the guys you see on camera. Like the Israel guys is very, very small. So we're working on growing our team. But yes, we want to hit all those languages, and we want to hit all the different countries in the world. Hepzibah Meek said, did you see question about how much the fires destroyed, estimated regrowth? If you can, please pop in the chat again, or maybe Justin, you could find it for me. This chat is moving so fast. I'm missing some stuff for sure. Let's see, what else we got here? Josh, they like you singing.
They like my singing?
Yeah.
Great. I've been told that before. Of course, that's a much appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, Stratovarius says, question, how divided is Israel at the moment? And are there plans to annex Judea and Samaria? Because it's clear it ain't no Palestinian.
That's a great kind of guy. Way to go. You've been listening to the right side of the world. There's a lot of people out there would like to tell you otherwise. A lot of people would like to tell you that that this place is the Jews have nothing to do with it. Well, that's just historically incorrect. Well, the fact is that you're exactly right. The Jewish people have the ancestral connection to this land, as mentioned before. The reason for the Arabs trying to rename these areas was to try to rid the historical connection that was pretty obvious. Judea is obviously the place where Jews are from. That's where the name is taken from, just like, in other places of the world, like Americans come from America. Well, yeah, you could take that just about every other people group in the world. Jews come from Judea. And so you're exactly right. That's a educated thing. And of course, that's not what the world wants you to believe. The world would like you to believe the lies that displaced the Jewish people from their homeland, and that's just incorrect according to history. And we're here to back the Jewish people up. We're here to support them and to stop the age-old battle against them. The demonization, the delegitimization that happens against the Jewish people every single day is what we're here to punch right in the nose. We're not accepting that. We're saying no. We're staying factually correct, and we're supporting the Jewish people and their not only historic right, but biblical right? Because most of the world actually, there's a big part of the world, not most, but there's a big part of the world that actually believes in God and the Bible. Those kind of people we want to hold accountable to be on the right side of history. Luke, what you got?
Josh, you got another political question here.
Okay.
Badger Girl for God says, what would happen if a UN Security Council resolution is passed recognizing Palestine as a state? Is it binding?
Well, the fact is that even though the UN would like to take credit for things, they're becoming more and more an illegitimate organization. Of course, they still have power in the world, but it's falling apart. You'll see that even in America. They look at it as a joke, and literally it's a joke because the whole entity, the power that they think they wield, is not respected in the world, and that's pretty obvious when you have UN peacekeepers, as we saw in Lebanon, that let the terrorists build under their nose intentionally and then attack Israel underneath, or the UN agencies that are working in Gaza, that some of them are actually terrorists themselves. So the entire UN has become a complete sham, and it's being seen more and more so every day. So no, the UN is becoming irrelevant on the world stage, even though some old school people still are treating it as something massive. You see many people in the conservative world in America completely disregarding it. Obviously, yeah, Luke, what you got on that?
I'll say something on the UN Security Council, because a lot of people don't realize, they think a UN resolution equals international law. Okay, so there's two kinds of UN resolutions. There's more than that, but you have General Assembly resolutions and Security Council resolutions. General Assembly resolutions are non-binding, okay? Hands down, don't have time to get into more than that. Security Council resolutions, some are binding, some aren't. That's something that most people don't know. The majority of the resolutions passed in the Security Council against Israel have been non-binding, okay? So it depends on whether they're passed under Chapter 6 or Chapter 7, I believe. I gotta look up my facts, but a lot of the resolutions, even passed in the Security Council, are non-binding. Again, like Josh was saying, though, the Security Council is, the UN in general is just like what do we call it? It's just a world body. Like, it's kind of like when the ICC decides to issue warrants for Netanyahu to be arrested, or Israel's soldiers to be arrested. It's like, okay, yeah, some countries could choose to make arrests based off those warrants, but a lot of countries won't because they're a corrupt, non-valid organization. The United Nations, unfortunately, has become so politicized that, no, it does not equal international law. Even a binding resolution in the UN Security Council, again, it's a resolution. Israel could always pull out of the United Nations. The United States could pull out of the United Nations. You have things going on here. So, number one, not all resolutions passed in the UN, even in the Security Council, are binding. But binding only means literally if you're like a member, right, of the UN. And number two, UN resolutions do not automatically equal international law. I know it's a complicated question. There's complicated answers, but
the best answer to all of that is what Christopher Morrison says here. He says Hanukkah Sameach, and I think that is our biggest answer. There was world bodies that have been and gone. Yeah, that's history for us. Gotcha. And these Hanukkah candles actually symbolize something that's kind of embedded in world history. This says the Jewish people don't go anywhere. And against all odds, the Jewish people survive and Israel thrives against what everybody would think, or even the rationale that would say, how can a small people group, a minority, even look at the Jewish people surrounded by hundreds of millions of Arabs. There's a small, little 6-7 million Jewish people now living here in the land of Israel, surrounded by over 400 million Arabs. The miracle is here, guys. And look who is ruling over these enemies that have come, surrounded them. Israel is alive, and they're continuing to be. And even more, this is a little Israel guys kind of nugget here. Luke, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
The area that Israel has just taken over, or I would say taken over, the security of, they're not saying they're permanent there, and nobody thinks that they are, but the area that there's IDF soldiers maintaining now in Syria is the exact same area that the Maccabees were in 2,000 plus years ago. I think that's pretty phenomenal, and maybe we're entering a new era of time when Israel will be the ones who are responsible for a much greater landmass of keeping, not that they will be like ruling like what we see the other Arab neighbors doing, but that they will be responsible for a much larger Maccabean kind of rule that will bring what everyone wants, peace in the Middle East. Israel is able to bring that, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm hoping for a Maccabean time where a strong Israel means, and literally peace through strength is the new word on the streets. That's what we're looking for, and we believe that Israel will bring that, and we're excited about that. Guys, again, this is our end of the year fundraiser, Luke, and we want people to go now and be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, let me shout out some donations, if my page will reload. But biggest fundraiser goes to the Gibsons, good friends who are watching, I think, right now. Alan and Carol Gibson, you guys made a huge difference in the land of Israel physically, being here multiple times. They're kind of like grandparents, I think, to a lot of volunteer alumni. We could call them like house parents. They've been here multiple times. Thank you guys for sewing in and for investing. We also have David and Carol Spadia. Thank you for donating. We've got Don Mueller, Marcia Floyd, and Eitan Zinori. Thank you guys so much for joining the fundraiser. If you want to get on board, serveisrael.com/double, serveisrael.com/double. Guys, Justin, if you want to pop that in the chat again to make it easy for people. Thank you guys so much for donating. Josh, I got a good question for you. I think you'll like this one.
Okay.
Crystal Grid Art says, how can we heal the relationship between Jews and so many Christians that are anti-Israel? I'm Jewish and I've always loved Christians. Is it possible to stop the Christian-Jew hatred? AKA, guess who?
Who?
Candace
Owens. Yeah, okay. I think there's a great answer to this question and that the unbelievable Jew hatred that we've seen historically from Christian communities really doesn't make any sense, because why? Do you think that God, and really it's all rooted back, and if you're a Jewish person, I'll explain a little bit of Christian history so you guys can understand, and really what we're here to also help with is there's evil things throughout our past that we have to reject, and one of those is replacement theology. If we, as the Christian world, can reject replacement theology, which means that the Jews no longer, this is the rottenness of a piece of Christianity that has really fooled and destroyed many of a Christian, and that is that God could forget. He could decide that he no longer he made a covenant, but I forget that one. Moving on to the Christians now. That doesn't work. That's not who God is. And so we don't believe that around here. The Jewish people are the chosen people. They were chosen yesterday. They're still chosen today, and they will be the chosen ones afterwards. That's just very clear. And the Christians that don't believe that can honestly become your enemies, because now they're vying for power over you. And that's been the atrocious thing that we've seen throughout Christian history, is that they literally tried to take on that role of the chosen people. And unfortunately, we have a world very divided because of that. And it's pretty obvious that those past dark ages that was full of replacement theology, it didn't work. And though they weren't so chosen, everybody burning each other at the stake, that's what that history was. Today, we've moved a little bit away from it, but yet people are still not recognizing that Israel, the Jewish people, are the chosen people of God. So to answer your question, a beautiful question, we've got to get back to the basics. We got to know who God is, and that God doesn't forget, and he doesn't change his mind. If he made a covenant, he keeps it. And that's what we're holding fast to. More people need to know that about God, that God doesn't just change like we do. And he's made a pretty serious covenant to his people Israel, and we're here to believe that. It's our job to. We're not God, so God's the one who made that deal. He made that covenant, and we can't change that, and we don't want to change that. We want to be a part of the story, not fight against it. So for all those Christians out there that have rejected Israel as God's people, that's a problem, and we're here to start educating, because it's not biblically sound, it's not correct, and this is at the forefront of that misinterpretation that gets people off on a wrong track, that makes them enemies of the Jewish people and not friends. That's not the intent. We're supposed to be supporting Israel, being a part of this story, not fighting against it. We've got to see more people on board with this, and that is really our goal. Even here at the Israel Guys, we want to see people that are friends of Israel be educated on how they can better serve the people of Israel. That's what we do, and we're going to keep that up. Again, guys, our end of the year fundraiser is in full swing. We've got to have it all by tomorrow night at midnight, so join us. We're here, boots on the ground. Our team is here year-round. We don't leave. We live here. Our work has so many facets to it, between our outreach with the Israel Guys, trying to correct many of the lies that you hear, not only in the media, but as we just spoke about, a lot of the misinformation that's gone through Christian circles. We're trying to hit it on so many different levels. Here, we not only have the office that's in the studio that's putting out content. We have boots on the ground teams every day that are working here to bless and serve the Jewish people on farms all across Judea and Samaria, in forest, you name it. If it's infrastructure being put in, or if it's a forest being planted, or if it's a harvest needing to be brought in, or whatever it is, we're there to give support, even if it's life-saving gear in a time of great need like we just went through. That's what we're here to give. If there's support that's needed, we are here on the ground, ready to serve the Jewish people with every ounce of energy that we possibly have. That's our team, and we're dedicated to that. We have over 400 volunteers that we're expecting to come this year. We're hoping to plant more than 6,000 trees. The forests are going to grow, and we're hoping to see thousands and thousands of vines. These are all things that will, with God's help, they'll happen very easily. We could even see these numbers grow much, much bigger. Luke.
I got a couple of great questions for you. This is a great question. Gina Carr says, how can Judea and Samaria become a sovereign part of Israel? Also, someone earlier asked about annexation. You maybe should explain the difference between, does it need to be annexed, or does it need to be declare sovereignty over this area?
There's a big difference, and this is a great educational time for you guys. Glad you're on the live stream. This doesn't happen very often. Hopefully we'll do this more, Luke. But here's your answer. We don't need to annex anything, because annexing is when you're annexing new territory. You tell me, is Judea and Samaria new to Israel? I'll let you think about it for 1 second. No, it's not Judea. If it was the West Bank, maybe you could convince me that it was new to Israel,
also,
but it's not.
Annexation deals with territory that belonged to someone else, right? And then there's like a war or something was conquered, and then you transfer it to your own nation.
Right. And
if you guys can name one other country that actually has claim to this land, then we could talk about annexation. The last country that claimed to have had any claim to this land, which was Jordan, from 1967 to 1980 something. Nobody recognized their so-called annexation, except for I think Pakistan and maybe Great Britain. So like that never held. And before that, it was the British. And then before that, it was the Ottoman Turkish Empire. So literally it's like no man's land. And then multiple wars, Israel gets independence. And then in 1967, they liberate this area from the Jordanians, who the Jordanians never actually had full control or legal claim to the land. And then in 1980 something, can't name the exact year, but you could look it up, Jordan relinquished any previous claims to the land. So that's why we're talking about sovereignty. And to explain why Israel needs to declare sovereignty over East Jerusalem, Judea, and Samaria is because to date, Israel has not applied sovereign law. So Judea and Samaria, these areas, live under a different type of law. It's like a civil administration, which is a wing of the Israeli military, or it's like a department, you could say, of the Israeli military. And so there's like almost like a different set of laws that people live under here in Judea and Samaria than in the rest of them, like if you live in Tel Aviv. So Israel needs to declare sovereign law in Judea and Samaria, and then they're good to go. Like, that's it. It's literally as simple as that. Obviously, you guys know what's holding them back is that the world, Israel and their allies are afraid that World War III will break out if they do that, which obviously, is not something that they should be afraid of, because America moved the embassy to Jerusalem and World War III did not break out. Israel declared sovereignty over the Golan Heights and World War III did not break out. So what the world wants and what will bring peace is Israel being a strong Jewish nation.
Luke, we're seeing Mr. Jim Webb on here. Hey, how are you doing? It's good to see you texting here on the site. You say that we need Jewish families to move to Judea and Samaria so that the Arab state can't happen. Well, you know what? It's exactly right, and that's exactly what has happened, so much so that a two-state solution is no longer viable. It's no longer even possible. The fact that everybody keeps talking about it shows how disconnected the world really is from the reality of the situation on the ground here. There's impossible to create a two-state solution here. There's no support for it. It just does not work anymore. You have about 600,000 Israelis now living in these areas, and it's impossible to create such a thing that the world would dream up. Such a terrible so-called solution is no solution at all. Two states is not a solution. You don't put terror enemies and give them a state on your border. You end up with Gaza, and that's what the world gave to Israel. That was a gift from the world before, and then funded and fueled the largest terror attack on Israel that Israel's ever known. That's what that looks like. It looks like Gaza. Anybody in their right mind does not support such a thing. They say no to that, and they do not support this nonsense of a two-state solution. Two-state solution is no solution at all. It's creating another Gaza and creating even a larger attack against Israel that can't be accepted in any shape or form. So you're exactly right. We need more Jewish people coming and serving and living here in Judea and Samaria. We need more people from the nations to come and say, keep it up. This is your homeland. We support you in every inch of your God-given land. We want to support you here. Luke, what do we got? We got more questions. Hopefully you guys are asking questions. We are
The chat's moving so fast. I'm not sure if I can find it at the moment, but there was a question about if there's more information on the hostages, and also, is it true that Palestinian civilians in Gaza were holding hostages or still are?
Yes, there are still hostages held in Gaza. Keep praying that we will see a quick release and the safety of those that are being held in such terrible, dire situations in Gaza. It still is a horrible, horrible situation. And yes, it is very, very true and confirmed in multiple accounts that yes, the Gazan civilians were holding many of the hostages. Many of the freed hostages accounted this themselves, which is just absolutely atrocious, which in my mind makes them not so much a civilian anymore. If you're doing such an atrocious thing, you're not being a civilian, you're being a part of the fighting force. We've talked about that incessantly here at the Israel Guys, and Israel is fighting a massive enemy, and that's what terrorism is. It clothes itself like a civilian, but it's not a civilian. They have a very clear purpose, and that is to destroy Jewish people. They have charters. They have it written out very clearly that they want to annihilate this beautiful state of Israel. They want to take every Jewish person from it and throw them into the sea. We're not standing by and letting something like that happen. It's not going to happen. God is with Israel again. Let's remember this Hanukkah that's sitting beside me, lit so beautifully here. This reminds us of the miracle. The Jewish people are a miracle. They'll continue to be a miracle. God is certainly with Israel, and we're seeing some amazing things happen in our time. Luke, we have some more questions. And by the way, happy Hanukkah out there to everyone, and those that have just jumped on. I know we've got more people just jumping on here. This is our end of the year fundraiser, and this is the fuel. We're very excited about our 2025, but this decides what we're actually able to accomplish in 2025. We hope that you partner with us in our boots on the ground work, not only our Israel Guys stuff that we put out every day, our messaging that supports Israel in a very clear way online, but also our boots on the ground operations here. Supporting the Jewish communities, boots on the ground, is a very central and critical part of our work, bringing volunteers to serve these farms and build up these small communities and farms in Judea and Samaria is a critical part of what we do, and we've done so for the last 20 years. This is an amazing work, but it only goes forward with you and those of you that jump over and kick us off to an amazing year. This year is indeed the biggest fundraiser, end of the year fundraiser we've ever done, which means this translates into what we're able to do this year is going to be much more than we were ever able to do before. So thank you all for joining us in our mission to serve and bless the Jewish people. Where are we at, Luke?
Thank you, everyone who's donating. Again, my system is being very slow to update, but Barbara Marcus, thank you so much for your donation. Josiah, is there any other donations back there I should call out?
Yeah, we got Albert Yoder.
Albert Yoder, thank you for donating. David Clark. Anybody else? Thank you guys so much for donating. Thank you for giving. Again, it's serveisrael.com/double if you want to jump on board the fundraiser. So many people getting on board and giving. It's just incredible. Josh, there's a general question on here. Multiple people asking, what is the next step for Israel? Obviously, we don't speak for Israel, but, you know.
Yeah, what's the next step for Israel? I think we've spoken about it on the show already. The next step is to have a safe Israel, an Israel that's not going to be attacked with enemies on our borders. That's going to be first and foremost. They are dealing right now, even in the villages surrounding me at this very moment, are anti-terror operations. That's going to be what Israel is dealing with. They've dealt with it. They're continuing to deal with it in Gaza. They're continuing to deal with it on the borders in Lebanon, the border in Syria, and even many don't know the border in Jordan as well. And they're also dealing with this anti-terror kind of operations inside the areas of Judea and Samaria. It's a very large area, meaning Israel has the outside border, but also inside has been allowed to creep up this terror state. It's not an actual state, but it's a mass of people, some 1 to 2 million Arabs that are inside the state. That's a big problem, and that's what Israel's going to be dealing with as it clears up the outer border. The next thing is actually cleaning up the inner border inside. That doesn't need to be a border at all. Obviously, you don't need this. This is what the world has, the chaos that the world has caused by giving attention and thought that there could be some sort of two-state. The next step for Israel is here, clearing up. First of all, cleaning up, finishing the work of the war on the outside. Finishing that once and for all. I don't know if you guys understand, but we still have rockets flying over our heads. Last week, almost every night last week, we were having rockets flying over our heads, aiming for Tel Aviv. Now, that's unacceptable, and Israel is kicking these terror networks out one by one, and they're being very successful at it. We're going to see a lot of that begin to take shape and form, especially as the U.S. administration comes in. We're going to see some of this stuff clean up, Lord willing. But the next step will certainly be here in Judea and Samaria. Sovereignty over this area is certainly what is going to be the talk coming up, I'd say, around middle January. We're going to start hearing some talk about this.
Josh, hold on. Don't go anywhere. David, can you switch to the camera again? Just a couple shout outs. Everybody over there, wave to everybody on YouTube. This is the team, guys. This is the team. You can see the fundraiser in the background. I think we're at 52%. Is that right? 52%. We've had 30, 40 donations so far just in the last hour. Thank you guys so much for giving. If you want to jump on board, serveisrael.com/double. That's Britt eating a donut over there. That's how you do. More than $500. They can't hear you, thankfully. He's making unrealistic promises. Britt Waller will hand deliver a donut to you if you give more than $500,000, I'm sure. A couple of shout outs, Josh. David Compton in the chat saying, good day from the Comptons in Australia. Oh, the chat's moving. I just want to call this out here. Going to Israel and serving with Hayvel will change your life if you possibly can. Make this part of your 2025 plans. And also, Josh, the Comptons were literally fighting a wildfire.
That's right.
That almost burned down their property and their farm and their home in Australia. And right now, they're on the chat. Been to Israel multiple times a year with us the last few years, all the way from Australia. And they're saying, guys, if you can come from Australia and right now you're fighting a wildfire, Comptons, by the way, we've been praying for you, rooting for you guys. So happy that the fire didn't come onto your farm, from what we heard. That's the coffee shop in the background. But I just want to say, the Comptons, they're amazing. They keep coming, no matter what. And if they can come, you guys can come to Israel. So we invite you to do that. Also, I want to say, Marie S., thank you for the donation in the chat, making a big difference. And also Elsa RM in the chat, donating in the chat as well. So thank you guys. Okay, Ryan Cabrera, who is part of our strategic relations team, he's saying he and Ashley in the chat there will hand deliver donuts for a $250,000 donation. That's half price, so you have some competition. They're in Florida, guys. If you're in Florida, you see there Ryan. He's if you're in the United States, he's coming to you if you donate $250,000 or more. Hand delivered donuts. So there you go.
Guys, once again, thanks for being a part of the work of Hayuvel. The Israel guys are different works here with the forestry projects, our boots on the ground farm projects, supporting Israel here in the heartland of Israel. It's so critical now in our time. We're a dedicated team with boots on the ground, but we know that it's and effective as long as we don't have people out there that are partnering with us to accomplish this work. So what you guys have done, what you're doing right now, and being a part of our work is extremely significant. And I would say that there's, a lot of people think that the words that the prophets spoke, to just speak from the Bible for a moment, that it would just somehow happen. Well, no, it's going to happen, and we've seen it happen by people that engage, and they do. And we're very strong believers in that things aren't going to happen when we sit on the couch. We've got to get active. We got to be a part of the plan of God in the world today. And we can't do that, just like you can't do that without a collective together movement. There's different pieces to this, and we all have a part to play, and we're so grateful that we can be here to serve, and that you now would feel that call to be a part of the work that God has called us to do here in serving the Jewish people. And I would say not just us, everybody in the world has a call to be a part of this move of God. If there's one thing happening in the world that shows that God is God, it is this thing that's happening in Israel. The word of God is being fulfilled. It's exactly what the prophets foretold, even down to the detail of, you will yet plant vines in the mountains of Samaria. Jeremiah says, Jeremiah 31:5, and that's literally what's happening here in the mountains of Samaria. It says, shoot forth your branches, for the people of Israel are coming home. It says you're going to rebuild the ancient ruins. All of these things is the incessant cry of the prophets of the Bible, from Amos, Joel, all of these guys, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. All of them are speaking about this day that Israel will come back to the land, and the land's going to begin to flourish. Well, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. The Jewish people are coming back. They're building up the ancient ruins, and the agricultural cycles are beginning to be restored. And that's where we come in. We're here to support it, to say, yes, this is an amazing move. We want to be a part of it, and we want to see Israel prevail in these hard times. We want to see them brought to great victory over their enemies. We want to see an amazing Israel standing strong in these days. Exactly like the prophets of the Bible foretold. We're living in those times, and we're seeing it happen. And we're so glad that there's people out there that also see this as a move of God and are actually standing with us to see this push forward. You guys are an amazing gift to the work, and we're grateful for everything that you've given to be a part of it. We're going to keep pushing ahead here, Luke. No matter what happens in the world, we're here.
I mean, they're rolling in. I don't know if we should stop. I mean, maybe you should keep going, because, I mean, they keep rolling in. Cora Jean Stafford, thank you for donating. April Reitman, she says, I stand with God and his people in his land, Israel. Thank you for donating. David Lemaster donating, says
amazing.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you so much. And again, just for those of you guys who need it, I've dropped the links in the chat. Oh, wow. By the way, Press Husk Girl in the chat. Wow. That's an amazing donation in the super chat. Is that what you call it, Justin? Super chat? What am I calling it here?
Super chat. Yeah.
I'm a millennial, and like all of our editors are like Gen Zers, so I sound old.
YouTube stickers.
YouTube stickers. So thank you for donating there. If you guys want to jump on the fundraiser, it's serveisrael.com/double. We have until midnight tomorrow night to reach our goal. All donations are doubled for twice the impact up to our goal, and ending at midnight tomorrow night. And we have the Route 60 Biblical Highway Tumbler that's exclusive, designed by our own team here. That is not available to the public. You get that if you donate $100 or more. And if you donate $50 or more, you get our exclusive bundle of patches. And if you donate $250 or more, you get both. So you guys got to check that out. Go to serveisrael.com/double. The link is in the chat there. And join our efforts. It supports the Israel guys. It supports Hayuvel. It supports volunteers coming to Israel. It supports trees being planted. It supports literally the restoration of God's kingdom here in the land of Israel. Josh, did you talk about prophecy being fulfilled in the land of Israel? I mean, you guys can be a part of it in 2025, whether you donate, whether you come here yourself, whether you pray for us, like you can literally be a part of prophecy being fulfilled. I think somebody wants to see like the other members of the Israel guys, Josh. I think we should call the Gen Z members of the Israel guys from behind the camera.
Let's do it.
Over in front of the camera.
Justin, Josiah, come. We're about to wrap up the live stream. Would you come and show your faces? Everybody wants to see it. Maybe a word about how tonight's gone.
Guys, you're only going to get to see two of them because one of them lives in Ohio. Guys.
Oh, yes. All right.
Hello. You can talk if you want.
All right. What do you guys say? Josiah first. You're the elder of the two here. How's the night gone?
Night has gone fantastic. We are
getting closer and closer to our goal as we speak. Just like 4 donations came in the last 5 minutes. Big shout out to Sherelle Sherwood.
Oh, amazing.
Just made a big donation. Thank you so much, Miss Sherelle.
Thank you.
We love you. But yeah, it's a great opportunity. We love connecting to you guys.
Justin, come get on this mic.
And what's going on and helping you guys, because it's not just us. We can't do anything with our mission here in Israel. We cannot do anything without the support of you guys and everybody who's donating from all over the world. So we really, really appreciate it and love being able to connect you to what God's doing here in the land of Israel. Very, very powerful.
That's right. Justin, what do you think about 2025 and the Israel guys? What do we, we reached 18 million plus people this year. What are you excited about for the coming year?
I'm excited to reach 50 million people in 2025. That's honestly,
right.
The way we've been growing, it's like the snowball effect. Like as we get bigger and bigger, it just suddenly gets bigger and bigger. So I'm super excited for 2025. I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to even blow all of our expectations out of the water.
God willing, yeah.
I'm super excited for it.
And as a reminder, we have a lot of new content coming. Those that are on right now, we are starting a new show that is going to be absolutely amazing. We got 2 Israeli guys that are not just Israeli guys. You know, we're the Israel guys, but we got the legit, like we're not Israelis, but we've got this just 2 Israeli guys that are going to come on, and we're going to be putting out a show. They're not just any guys. They're actually fairly famous here in Israel, ran for government position here in Israel, and are some of the most famous, what do you call it?
Israel advocates.
Israel advocates on the planet.
The voice of the Jewish nation right here. If you want to hear
right.
it plain and clear, that's definitely our guests that are coming on.
Ari Abramowitz and Jeremy Gimpel. These 2 guys are absolutely stellar. You're going to know them really well because they're betting on the most popular Israel guys show being the one that's coming out.
The question is, are they going to beat Ben?
Are they going to be Ben? That's a good question. If they do, it certainly is going to take the stakes on the highest shows out. You better believe they're going to be awesome. It's going to be educational, and those are things that are coming on the Israel guys. Again, Josiah, as our operations are kicking off, what are you excited about 2025 operations? We have 400 plus volunteers that are looking like to be coming.
Yeah.
We have a really exciting 2025 coming up. What are you excited about?
Yes, I'm very excited about. There's just so many new opportunities in 2025, especially with hopefully the war in Israel wrapping up.
Yeah.
And then there's just going to be an exponential, I think, amount of people who are going to want to come to the land of Israel and experience. And if that's you on the chat on the live stream today, go to our website and sign up for a volunteer trip. There's a lot of trips that are available, but I'm most excited about helping to connect each and every one of those volunteers to what's happening in the land of Israel. There's nothing that excites me more than seeing somebody's first impression of Israel or somebody when they come and they just see what's happening here. They open the Bible and the words on the page literally jump off right out in front of them. And I mean, it happened to me when I was 11 years old, and I've been hooked ever since. And it's nothing that excites me more to see that happen again and again and again with each new volunteer that comes. I would say that's the thing I'm most excited about is seeing all those new people come to the land of Israel and bless the nation of Israel.
Okay, Justin, give everybody one last opportunity to give on our end of the year match.
Hold on, before he does that, I think we need to let a few secrets out.
What's our secret?
A few secrets are that 4 out of the 5 Israel guys are brothers.
If you couldn't tell.
3 out of the 5 Israel guys are brothers and brothers-in-law.
Guess which one's not a brother?
Yeah. The one with the red beard.
Hard to guess.
But he's a brother-in-law.
Yes.
And also Josiah and I are
Don't
married.
confuse everybody.
Josiah and I, the ones that look the most alike, except he's got the mustache, are married to Josh's 2 sisters. I just think some people might think it's cool.
Like that, yeah.
And Justin is in front of the camera and behind the camera. He's one of the editors and in front of the camera. And Ben, who's not here, the 5th guy, the one that gets like a few views every time he puts a video out.
Not even fair.
He lives in Ohio, and he is like the main editor and one behind the camera behind like all of our really big projects. If you guys anything cool you've seen.
So you went to say who was married, but then you just skipped Justin. So
he's the college one that he's not married yet.
Are you saying Justin's not married? I didn't want to tell that. Okay, all right, okay. Justin, now that we put you on the spot. Okay, Justin, give everybody a end of the year. Be a part. Like we want to be a part of this. We've got an opportunity, and Justin, give everybody that chance to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guys, God is doing big things in Israel, and you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Time is running out. We literally have, around
day and a half
left on this fundraiser. So guys, time's running out. Go to serveisrael.com/double and donate today. And you could put in there, I want to donate to Justin. That's great too. Yeah, no, but seriously, yeah, God is doing big things in Israel, and you definitely do not want to miss out on that. We're super, super excited for 2025. I believe it's going to be much, much bigger than we can even realize right now, or even much, much bigger than 2024 was. So
that's good. Okay, guys, go to the website and donate, remembering that it's all doubled. It's all doubled. We have matching donors.
And only until midnight.
And only until midnight,
David,
December 31st.
One last shout out to the team over there that's now eating donuts and snacks and stuff like that.
Way to go, team.
Switch the camera over there. Guys, wave and smile. If you want these guys to call you, let us know. And I don't know if you guys want us to do like more live streams or something in the future. Like, this is kind of fun. I think this could be cool. If you guys want to see us live on a more regular basis, I think we would actually have a lot of fun doing that. So let us know.
Guys, go donate right now. Be a part of the work of Hayuvel and the Israel guys and our assortment of projects of strengthening and undergirding the Jewish people here in Judea and Samaria. Guys, we've been here for 20 years. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue operating, and that success really depends on how many people of the nations, those out there that want to see this work push forward, partner with us, and we're going to do amazing things together. Remember, we can't do this without you. We're doing it together. We need you to go right now and be a part of kicking this 2025 off like no other year. This is going to be the most successful year in the 20 years of working here. We feel it. It's happening, and we need you to accomplish our goals that are already set for 2025. So thank you for partnering with us, guys. This has been an awesome live stream. Those that of you that have been on for the entire time, way to go. That's 89 minutes and counting.
I just want to nominate an MVP for the live stream.
Okay.
The Gibsons.
All right.
Alan and Carol Gibson, they said celebrating their 10-year anniversary of supporting Hayuvel.
All right.
So thank you, Gibsons.
Way to go. Way to go.
We love you. Can't wait to see you back here in the land. Thank you so much for your support and everything you've done for Israel.
Guys, stay tuned until the next live stream. We're signing out.
Justin, a good catch for the right down. Right.